Hey guys, it's Storm. Hope you guys are well. Still looking at command blocks, and in this video what we're going to do is look at custom mob spawners. So this is using vanilla Minecraft, completely vanilla, no third-party plugins or programs required at all. And we're going to use command blocks to create some custom spawners. So not just the regular skeleton or zombie spawners. Let's be a little bit more creative with the mob spawners and use them in some fun and interactive ways. So first of all, what we're going to look at is some item-based mob spawners, and then we'll look at some actual mob spawners themselves. So all the codes for these command blocks will be in the video description, so check that out. We're not going to focus on the code, so I'm just going to show you guys some examples of how you could use command blocks to create some custom mob spawners. So let's get started here. So first of all, what I've got here is some kind of healing station or healing based spawner, which is pretty useful for, I guess, custom maps or adventure maps where you want to be able to heal a player without them having to stop or drink something or eat something. So it doesn't slow down gameplay. You can just walk up to the spawner and you'll start to get healed. Just to show that you are actually getting healed, let's go into survival mode, just take a little bit of damage. There we go, I'm a heart and a half down, so let's walk up to the spawner and now I'm healed. So that's a pretty cool way to, heal the player. Next, let's look at some fun, positive ways to emphasize something perhaps on a map, which is some kind of visual representation of a reward. So let's look at this example. And what I've got here is some snowballs riding a firework, and the firework doesn't have an explosion effect applied to it. So it's just riding the firework and then it falls down gracefully. So I think that's a nice, fun, calming effect. And the firework itself I've made invisible. So you can't actually see the firework, but it's there, and the snowball was riding it and then it falls down. So I think that's pretty cool. But we can take that a step further and do some fun things. So if we were to set the firework, or not the firework, but the snowball itself on fire, we can create this fun fire and ice looking effect. So let's take a look at this example. So what I've got here is the snowball is on fire when it leaves the spawner, but on the way down it goes back to being a normal snowball. So you get this nice red fiery effect on the way up and this nice soothing blue effect on the way down. I think that's a pretty cool way for a visual representation, something positive or potentially intimidating, I guess, with something like this for adventure maps. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Next, let's look at some actual mob spawners. So first of all, we're going to look at some passive spawners. So what this spawner is doing is something a little bit different, which is what I've got here is some baby cows and sheep spawning from this mob spawner. And when they spawn, they're spawning riding a firework rocket, which does explode, but the rocket doesn't travel very far, so it explodes not too high up, so when the mob falls down, it still survives. So I think this is a fun way. This is how all baby cows and sheep, I think, should spawn naturally. And yeah, I think this is just a fun, gimmicky way to spawn these little guys. And I've got the sheep here spawning with this custom name of Jeb. So when you do that, that's why it's spawning with this rainbow wool color effect, which is pretty cool. Now, when the firework detonates, I've got it choosing from a couple of options, which is one is a large red ball, or there's this orange star effect. And you would have seen the very first firework that also detonated was for a cyan large ball. It wasn't a large ball, it was a cyan creeper head. So there's a fair bit of customization you can do with the fireworks and with these baby animals. So I think that's a pretty fun effect you can have with these guys. Also, you might notice that I've got the spawn radius for this spawn and the entire pad here, but the mobs are only spawning on this grass little section here. So that's something that, if you didn't know, these passive guys will only spawn on the grass blocks. They won't spawn on the dirt blocks. So that's why I've got that dirt over there. So let's get rid of that. Now let's move on to something a little bit more intimidating for a player. And first of all, what we have here is some baby pig zombies riding a rideable pig. So this is maybe a bit more on the intimidation factor. It's not that deadly to the player, so let's just let another one spawn in and then we'll attack these guys and see what happens. we go, so there's another one. Let's go into survival mode now. Now, these guys aren't attacking me. But that pig is going crazy. And this guy's stuck on the floor. So what's happening is the pig zombie's not controlling the pig. So it is the pig that's controlling the movement. So the pig zombie is just cruising around, just getting a free ride on the back of the pig until you provoke it. So if you attack these, they'll find a way to attack you. And this guy will probably fall off. Whoa! So here what I've spawned is, this baby pig zombie is angry by default. He also get angry by the guys that I've attacked, so now when I get up close though, hey! Yeah, he definitely has a bit of a reach on the guy, so... Sorry, Mr. Pig. Had to let you go. So yeah, that's a little fun way to muck around with baby pig spawners. And, or not baby pig spawners, but the baby pig zombie spawners. So yeah, bit of fun. Next, let's move on to something slightly more terrifying, which is what I'm going to do is spawn some witches. Now these aren't regular witches. So this very first witch which spawns, there's a couple of unique things for this witch. One is it's got a custom name. Another is that's holding this blaze rod, which is just to represent some kind of wand for this guy, or this lady I should say. And she also has a bunch of effects applied to her. So one is she won't despawn. The other things is that she's got a couple of potion effects applied, so you can see the effects coming off her. So you can slightly see them, yeah. Fire resistance, blast resistance, there's a whole bunch of resistance been applied to this witch, so she's a bit harder to kill for this first one, and she won't also despawn naturally. So this is a pretty fun way to create some kind of parent mob, you could say, from one spawner, and all these other spawns are, you could say, as childs of this parent. So this one is the most powerful of all of them, and the other ones are slightly less powerful. So let's destroy that before we flood this place with witches. And all these other spawns here all have fire resistance applied. Now this last spawner is probably the most terrifying of them all, and that's because, let's just spawn in the spawner and take a look at what it does. What it's going to do is first create this guard mob. So there's a few things you'll notice about this mob. One is it's got a name over its head, so I've just labelled this guy as a guard. It's also wearing a player's head, or skull. Now this head is my head, stormfrenzy. So you can spawn in a mob in Minecraft wearing a player head for any player. It doesn't have to be a player that's on your world or on your map. It can be any player, so I'll show you guys how to change that in a minute. But there's other couple of things unique to this particular mob. One is it's holding a power 5 bow, so that's pretty terrifying in itself, but it's also wearing a whole bunch of enchanted gold armor. So it's got blast protection 3, projectile protection 3, protection 3, fire protection 3, so it's quite a powerful mob, and this is I guess you could say this is the master mob of this spawner, and it's the one to try and take out before it takes you out. So yeah, pretty terrifying creature, this one. And not just because of the face. It looks so innocent. Yeah, so yeah, it's a fun way to create a unique mob like this. Now, the other mobs that are being spawned from this one spawner is these little guys. So we have these baby zombies, and we have baby pig zombies being spawned from this one spawner. And the baby zombies are spawning with a chance of wearing all cyan leather armor or yellow armor, and there should be one more variant. I can see one of the guys. I don't see another one. Oh, there's another color option here. I just can't remember what color I put in here. So these guys can spawn. This guy just fell to his death. So yeah, these little guys can spawn with different colors, colored armor, so you can change the color of the armor, and if you look at the code that's in the video description, I explain how you can put in different colors for the equipment. And the other thing that's unique about these guys is that they can all pick up items. So this guy just picked up my tulip. So this guy will pick up something as well. So he picked it up. Let's make this one hold a bar of gold. There we go. So all of these guys are spawning with the capability of be able to pick up something. And same with the pig zombies. So let's give this guy some cooked pork chop. Fine, he didn't want to live in this world. He was like, I'm out of here, guys. So, yeah, so these guys can all pick up looting. So a little bit terrifying, particularly if you die to one of these guys, that they will pick up your items and probably try and use those against you. So a little bit terrifying. So to finish off, that's all those examples. All the code will be in the video description, so check out that if you want to know how I created all these individual spawners. I'm going to destroy this before it destroys me. And thanks for watching, guys. Oh, before I finish off, I thought there might be one thing you guys want to see, which is, let's change the name of this guy, of the player head. So in here, this is a very long command, but basically we come down into here where I say, let's create the player head, which is right about here somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Skull owner. So here it's got my name. Let's change it to someone else who's probably a bit better with a bow than me. So let's change it to this player. Create a new spawner. And there you go. That's how you can bring in different player heads into your world and use them in some pretty scary kind of ways. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty fun effect for that spawn. So thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, I'm out and stay safe. Surviving. Oh.